Have you ever felt like you're working harder than everyone around you, but somehow you're still falling behind? Maybe you're the first one in the office and the last one to leave, but your results don't match your effort. If you've ever wondered why hard work isn't enough, this story will change how you work forever. Because once there was a farmer who almost destroyed his life by working too hard, until one encounter taught him the difference between effort and strategy. In a farming valley, there lived a 22-year-old farmer named Thomas. Thomas owned a modest 10-acre farm and believed in one thing above all else: hard work. Every morning, Thomas woke up at 4:00 a.m. He worked his fields with his bare hands, refusing modern tools. "My grandfather did it this way," he would say. "Hard work is the only honest way." He planted every seed by hand, watered every row with a bucket, pulled every weed himself. From sunrise to sunset, Thomas worked. His hands were calloused and bleeding. His back ached constantly. At night, he would collapse into bed, too tired to eat properly, too tired to spend time with his wife, Sarah. "Thomas, you're killing yourself. There has to be a better way," she would say. But Thomas would shake his head. "Sarah, success requires sacrifice. I just need to work harder." But the truth was darker. Despite working twice as many hours as his neighbors, Thomas's farm produced barely enough to survive. Next to Thomas's farm lived Richard. Same age, same size farm, even started with less money. But Richard worked just 6 hours a day, used modern irrigation systems, and spent his evenings with his family. And somehow Richard's farm produced twice what Thomas's did. One brutal summer, a drought hit the valley. Thomas decided to work even harder. He woke up at 3:00 a.m. and carried water buckets from a distant well, making 50 trips a day. Meanwhile, Richard simply adjusted his irrigation system to deliver water efficiently during cooler hours. On the 50th day, something inside Thomas broke. He was carrying his 40th bucket when his vision blurred. His legs gave out. He collapsed between rows of dying crops. The doctor's words were clear. "Mr. Thomas, your body is shutting down. If you continue like this, you won't see next harvest because you'll be dead." That night, Thomas stared at the ceiling and felt something he had never felt before: defeat. "I did everything right," he whispered to Sarah. "I worked harder than anyone. Why am I failing?" Sarah held his hand gently. "Maybe, my love, hard work isn't the answer. Maybe there's something you haven't learned yet." 3 days later, Thomas did something he had been too proud to do for years. He knocked on Richard's door. "Richard, I need to understand. I work twice your hours, but you produce double the results. How?" Richard stood up. "Come, let me show you something." They walked to his tool shed. Richard picked up 2 axes, one old and dull, one sharp and gleaming. "Thomas, imagine 2 woodcutters competing. The first swings his axe for 12 hours straight, never stopping. The second works 10 hours but stops every hour for 10 minutes to sharpen his axe. By the end of the day, the second woodcutter has cut down twice as many trees." Richard looked Thomas in the eyes. "You are the first woodcutter, my friend. You've been swinging a dull axe for years, wondering why the tree isn't falling." Richard explained 3 principles. First, systems over effort. "I don't carry water in buckets. I installed a drip irrigation system. You spend 6 hours hauling water. My system does it in 10 minutes. Second, focus over hustle. I grow only 2 crops that thrive in our soil. You grow 5, spreading your attention thin. I master 2 things. You struggle with 5. Third, rest is part of the strategy. My brain is fresh every day because I sleep 8 hours. I make better decisions. You're so exhausted you can't think straight. Richard placed a hand on Thomas's shoulder. Thomas, you're not failing because you don't work hard enough. You're failing because you only know how to work hard. Hard work without strategy is just suffering. It's time to sharpen your axe. Thomas returned home with hope. For the first time in years, he didn't rush to his fields. Instead, he sat down with Sarah and a notebook. Within 2 weeks, he had bought a basic drip irrigation system. His water delivery time dropped from 6 hours a day to 20 minutes. He reduced his crops from 5 to 2, the ones that grew best. He hired help during peak season, and most importantly, he started planning instead of just reacting. But the most profound change wasn't in his farm, it was in his life. For the first time in years, Thomas had dinner with Sarah. He had energy to play with his children. He started exercising, which made him stronger and more focused. 6 months later, Thomas's fields produced 40% more than his previous best year. Not because he worked harder, but because every hour was strategic and effective. He worked 7 hours a day instead of 15, but those 7 hours produced more than his 15 ever did. Thomas is relegant. Thomas's story is about every person who believes that suffering equals success. Here's the truth. Hard work is necessary, but it's not sufficient. The most successful people don't work the most hours. They work the smartest hours. Remember 3 things. First, before you work harder, ask if there's a smarter system. Don't carry water in buckets if you can build a pipeline. Second, focus beats hustle. Choose 2 or 3 things that create the most value and become excellent at those. Third, rest is not the opposite of productivity. It's part of it. A tired mind makes expensive mistakes. A rested mind sees opportunities. So here's your challenge. Look at your work this week. Find the one task you spend the most time on. Ask yourself, is there a smarter way to do this? Then take one afternoon to implement a smarter system instead of just working harder. Stop swinging the dull axe. It's time to sharpen it. If this story hit home, give this video a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Drop a comment, what's one task you're going to optimize this week? Remember, strategy beats exhaustion every single time.